Welcome to Let's Be Telepathy, everyone. We have a lot of people here today, and we got a big show. I just landed in California, going to meet a lot of people from our community this weekend. So far, 5 are on the list, and it's going to be a great week helping a family member or Hive member, I guess, move from San Jose to Los Angeles. So we're going to make our ways all around and have a fun time doing so. It's going to be 43 years since I have been to my last birthplace. So Los Angeles is where I was born. I'm really excited to get on the beach and call my little self back. I used to go surfing with my dad on the surfboard and hang out on the beach all the time. So I'm really excited to get there and see my younger self. With that being said, we're just going to jump right in. We got lots to talk about today. So Carmen, I'm going to bring you up first.
Hi. Okay, so my question is for Owen. So I had the pleasure of meeting them in person a couple months ago at the Psy Games, and Chris Bledsoe is there, and he is the one that has the ability to bring the orbs in. He's got a whole book about it called The UFO of God. But Owen was there with us when we experienced some of the orbs. And so I had two questions for him. Is one, what does he think the orbs are? Chris Bledsoe believes they're angels, but what does he think they are? And then two, Chris Bledsoe was able to call them over the Capitol last week. So they were flying above the Capitol. So the second question is, why does he think that those orbs showed up there? Like, for what purpose?
All right, Professor Owen. It's a really easy yet complicated question. When we're talking about orbs, we're talking about anything that has the ability to teleport through the mind. This means that it could be a living person. It could be extraterrestrial, ghost energy, spirit. It could be angels. It could be anything that has the ability to step outside itself and observe. So orbs, I cannot tell you which one is which. I just know that they are everything that's outside the human body. And sometimes that means it could be me, it could be my friends, it could be you. When you're thinking about somebody and you're in their mind, you also have the ability to be there. It is a form of remote viewing, but you don't necessarily have to see what is there. Sometimes it's just a thought that you have that you want to be by your friend, and then suddenly you are. If they were to take a camera at that time and look for the orbs, they would probably see one, and it would probably be you. So it's anytime anyone can quantumly think outside of the brain and then teleport to the place that they are thinking about. This could be living, this could be dead, this could be anything that has the ability to think outside of itself. As far as what came over the Capitol, those were mixtures of, and I must say, and he's kind of laughing, he has this humor about him lately, but he says, I must say that they were all extraterrestrials. And people keep saying angels versus extraterrestrials, but we need to understand that they are one and the same. Aliens and angels are both extraterrestrials. It's something that is outside of this terrestrial place of living, but they were a mixture of the extraterrestrial energy as a whole. So this is things that were consciously outside of our realm. This was angels, but it would also be the aliens that are looking over him that don't have the light force that the angels do. They were also some living things that were checking on him. He has a lot of people, or a lot of, not people, sorry, he is not meaning the word people, but he's also not saying extraterrestrial, and he's also not saying angelic. He is pretty much showing me spirits. And to me, they almost look as though they're human form, but there's a lot of different forms. So he's spirit form. Thank you. We're just going to stick with that. There are a lot of spirits, that are out looking over him and observing him. They find him quite amusing, and they also contact him regularly. There is a specific one that has a fuchsia color, fuchsia and blue and pink color, that really likes to follow him. That one is coming outside of the spaceship, and they have found a way to connect to him. And when he sees those, that is the extraterrestrial or the aliens, whatever you want to call them, that are in the actual UFO that are connecting to him. The connection that is made sends a pulse and also sends a beam of light so other people can see it. Other spirits, not people, people can see it too. Or spirit, living would be able to see it if they had the ability and the faith to see it, but also the spirits would be able to see this beam. So they're both seeing, he said that the beam is around him, and people like, he says, people like me and my friends, we can see it, but so can the extraterrestrials. Again, that's with all the angels and all of the different sentient beings and stuff that are outside of earthly realm and dimension of humanity. But he says that he walks around with a beam, and that there's just channels that keep coming through him and coming through him. But there is an actual living, working right now in this time dimension, just not in this realm. There is a UFO that has been in pure contact with him. And anytime he calls upon them, they send out a signal, and many things come because they want to be involved with whatever it is that he's doing. Sometimes I don't have the best words.
Thank you, Owen.
Thank
We'll
you,
have to
Owen.
send that to Chris.
Yeah. Yeah, ask him if he sees that. Oh man, it was almost in Zan's, like where Zan's right thing keeps coming in. It's almost like this, right? That fuchsia, purple, blue color that he keeps seeing. Yeah. So moving on, Chrissy, you got a story for us.
Yeah, so I had an experience Saturday and Sunday with Mason. And I just wanted to see if you can confirm any of that. I feel like you kind of came in for a little bit of it too. I don't know if it was just me thinking about you or if you actually were like part of it. But so I did have a dream about Mason, and I wanted to see if there was anything more to that. It seemed like he wanted to sort of try out the Spellers method. I know someone who is testing out trying it on someone who is nonverbal but also has limited mobility. And he came to me in a dream with her, and it seemed as though he was trying to send me a message that he wants to try that. So I messaged her and let her know about it. And, we're going to see what we can do. But I wanted to see if you can confirm if that was the message that he was trying to get through to me for that. But then the other one was I had this really intense moment of like, I said to him, like, I want to experience what you are experiencing. So then I ended up getting a bath and not move my body for 5 minutes straight. And I was like, he is trying to get me to experience what it feels like to be him. And it was just so moving and amazing. And I just wanted to see from your perspective, like what he has to say about all that.
Well, first of all, what people don't know is that she was on mute and then she went off of mute. She did not take herself off
I
mute.
did not. Yep.
Prior to the recording. And so Mason really wanted her to talk and share the story. So he said, yes. He says, yes, Mom is getting really good at, he says, staring in my eyes and seeing my soul. She used to look in my eyes and wonder if I'm there. And now she looks into my eyes and she sees me. She feels me. She even in moments is starting to smell like me. or you having the same, he said your nose is changing and you're having different smells and things are tasting maybe a little bit more bland to you. It doesn't taste as much food or as much shock value, I guess, with all he's showing like a lemon. If you had a lemon, it wouldn't be like, ew, right away. It'd just be like, okay, that's sour kind of thing. And so you're changing your taste buds and whatnot. He says, okay, and she even is learning to smell like me. Yes, what she is experiencing, he says, every day. It's not just those moments. He said she has been experiencing me every day, little by little. She's even learned how to reposition me better. And she's been a lot better with that. And he's really excited about the fact that you're repositioning him so much more. And he's like, thank you, thank you, thank you for that. And he says, yes, I have been visiting her in her dreams, and I will continue to do so as I do when she's awake in the kitchen. So there's something about being in the kitchen. I don't know if you're just trancing or making food or doing something, but he seems to be able to have more energy to get to you when you're in the kitchen, or you seem more aware of whatever's going on with him. He says, because you lose your thought in whatever you're doing. He's pointing to the bottom of his right foot. And he says it's itchy. I don't know if it's red. I don't know what's going on, but he's just like, can you itch it? Can you scratch it? Can you help my right foot? So if you could itch under his right foot, there's something going on there. He's handing you specifically cinnamon. So he wants you to have some cinnamon. And he has like
I literally just asked my husband to go to the store and get me cinnamon ice cream, like literally a half hour ago.
Good. He really wants you to get it. He is ready to spell, but he's also ready to talk. He says that he's been trying more and more to talk, that it's becoming easier to talk or to move his mouth now that it's easier for you to connect with him. And the more that you connect, the more he's going to intertwine with you and be able to move his mouth more.
Okay, that makes sense. The other thing too was, I think I had told you I'm writing a book. So I took like maybe 6 months and just stopped because it just the flow wasn't there. So I started back up this weekend, and I wanted to see at some point if we can do like a one-on-one and you can channel for him and add like a piece where he is putting his words into the book.
Oh yeah.
So that was my other thing.
100%. And if you would have waited maybe a minute later, he was just coming up with the book stuff anyway. So
oh really?
I hand to God, I swear it. He was talking
I believe
about
it.
like, I'm ready for a book, but he was talking about his mouth moving first because he's really excited about that. So yeah, he's ready.
That's great.
I put it on God. I put it on my life. He was coming through with it. So he is absolutely ready. Yeah.
That's great. So my last question was, my youngest son, he's 9 and he doesn't have any kind of diagnosis and he's verbal, but he has some, neurodiversities about him. But he has difficulty with articulating and he has some issues going on physically, but I don't know if it's in his head. So can Mason tell me like what's going on and what I can do best to support him?
Mason said he's extremely depressed and shutting down. He doesn't know how to ask for help in the ways that he needs it. He sees how I need help and he wants that attention. So he's shutting himself down on purpose to be able to get that extra attention. Taking him out separately, or he says he needs his own time to know that he's special alone, and encouraging, he needs to be encouraged to push harder. He said not in the way of, but he needs more discipline. He needs to be disciplined, but disciplined in a way of structure is really more what he's talking about, not, discipline like Army's disciplined, not disciplined as you're bad and go to your room or time out. Just he needs more discipline. And that's something that will really help him also, because then he knows each day that he is doing the things that he needs to do, because he needs extra structure and push for motivation.
Okay.
He is showing, though, that there might be some nerve stuff going on with his legs. He's just showing restless legs there, that his legs are weak, his legs are cramping kind of thing. So maybe, at your own discretion, ask your doctor, get him some nerve supplements or something that would support his nervous system, because that there's something going on off there that isn't linking the way that it should.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. It's mostly like stomach complaints, but he's saying like he thinks it's in his head, but he's not sure. So it's kind of like, I'm not sure what to do since he thinks it's in his head. And yeah. But if it's nerve related, then, that I could try to support him in that way.
Yeah. Just look at herbs and stuff, or talk to
Okay.
doctor, however you want to deal with that. But yeah, there is something within the nervous system going. But watch his legs, because Mason says he won't stop moving his legs.
Okay.
So I don't know what's going on with that, but yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. You're welcome. All right. Now we have Anne Marie.
Hello. Right. So in previous Zooms, you've mentioned about the people like me who aren't necessarily a parent or a caregiver to a non-verbal person or child, and we're sort of more like the supportive element in the hive. And I wonder whether you or the children ever have any insight about whether it's collectively or as individuals, like about what any of our roles might be, or what ways we can be supportive.
So I have kind of a big collective that's coming in right now. So it's not one specific person. I'm going to try to keep up, because it's multiple, just do answers from the guides, from the telepathic, from my own mind. And so I'm going to try to put it all in a ball here. So the reason that everyone is coming here is because hive mentality means that we take care of the whole. Bees don't just take care of themselves. They take care of pollinating the rest of the world. They take care of loving the rest of the world, to going where the energy is safe, where there is harmony, and they like to give. They give nutrition. They give for immunity. They give so much. The community that's going to be coming to the hive, or to Let's Be Telepathy, we are part of the collective that wants the best for the greater good. We are going to be the people that are going to try to shy away from fame until we're pushed. We're going to be those ones that really want to come together because of love and nothing else. That we are going to show the whole world that love trumps all. That united as a whole is where we need to be. The people that come to Let's Be Telepathy are people that have already had issues. They have already gone through the pain. They've already gone through the darkness. They've already gone through the rejection. They've already gone through all of the things in life that have been hard, and they are ready to find peace and harmony with a community that loves them and accepts them, because the ones that were with them before did not take them as a whole. They did not understand them. They did not see them. And in this group, we see each other. We hear each other. Not one stands above, not one stands below. We are all equals, filling a part of the whole, making sure that we uphold the truth, uphold the divine through everyone. We will tell the truth. We will ask the hard questions. We will look in the hard places, and we will come together because we are supported, because we are loved, and because we finally found a community where everyone is accepted no matter what, without any judgment, without any hesitation. We are what the world needs, and we need to come and support as a whole with the truth and show everybody how a united front actually looks, not just separation. So many people in other groups want to be the leaders, want to be famous, want to gain money, want to have all of this stuff that is materialistic, and it means nothing to this group. To this group, love and truth, harmony, telepathy, that is what means value. That is what is valuable in this group. And we are somebody, we are somebody, they're putting us as a whole, who is ready to say our truth in various particles and various previews of our life. And we are all here because we all need support. We all need our voices heard. We all need different perspectives. And we all just want to be.
Thank you.
Amen.
All right, moving on to Stephen. Stephen, I know you got some questions. Lay it on me.
Uh, I was um, I think I had a lot of questions, but then after uh, kind of well, really just talking with you very briefly, almost like we didn't communicate much like via words. I feel like I got a lot of support, and I just felt a lot better. And I honestly don't well maybe I have question, but I also have some answers of my own. So the question originally was like, what happens if your faith gets tested? Um, and I don't know if maybe I can share some of the thoughts I have. Is that okay? So so when I say faith, like what happens when your faith gets tested? By faith, I just mean any sort of belief system or any kind of and it just something so something that's kind of like what you go by. Um, and faith is important because if you don't in the environment we're in, if you don't believe in something, like if you don't have faith in something, then it's not going to work. It's just like a prerequisite almost. Um, so I ended up just thinking about three different takeaways. What happens when your faith test? So the first one is I try to. Well, I'm not gonna use I. Just gonna speak in generally, maybe because it applies to definitely applies more to me. Think of it less as a test and more as a lesson, because I think the word test, when you think about your faith get tested, test kind of like for me it brings me back to like a school environment or even work or any kind of environment where there's a it's like a reward versus punishment kind of thing. Like you need to pass or fail something, and um, I think a more a truthful way to look at it is more as a lesson because as a lesson that has a more neutral connotation, and I think lesson is also a better word to describe the like each one of us is on a certain life path, and on these paths we just ended up learning lessons after lessons after lessons, and yeah, it just feels a bit more neutral. Like you don't feel kind of like shame or pressure that you have to pass a test. To if you feel like you're getting tested, fall back on whatever support you really believe in. In this case, I kind of just like emailed Melissa because I felt like she's probably able to relate to some of the things I experienced. Um, or you can also fall back on any kind of past experience you had. So, for example, if you I don't know, if you have some for if let's just for example, like if you're doing some kind of psi ability and it's not working out and you're losing your faith in your ability to do it, just think back on your past experience where you were so successful and you believe in it beyond a shadow of a doubt. Then you kind of just think back on the experience and try to draw support from them. The third but not last, is just take it easy on yourself. Like don't beat yourself up over it. And more importantly, if this test involves any other, if there are other parties involved in this test, so it's maybe you and the counterparty or even the third party involved. Also be easy, take it easy on the other parties involved. If you feel like the someone else is giving you a test, don't be harsh on yourself and don't be harsh on the other person because chances are the other person probably feels as bad as you if you're feeling bad about something. Uh, um, yeah, I guess that's all I got.
Thank you for that, Stephen. Uh, I like all those tips. I have to say fast. I did not say it. I did before. Elsa has really been playing with my light systems lately. So if the light's going on and off or you see them flashing, it's her Morse code that she's trying to train me for. So I apologize, everyone out there. Stephen, I love that you kind of answered your own question and you really dove deep into it. That's beautiful. One thing that I would say to that is, you know, so many people are saying, I'm being tested. I'm being tested. How about we take that out? Because when we're spiritual, when we're going into this spiritual stuff, it's not so much testing as it is a challenge. Can you get through it? How fast can you get through it? And how are you going to be able to do it? And faith comes on the things outside of you, for sure, but also having faith inside yourself really helps with that too. And I think it's a really beautiful thing if we can say, well, we're going to be challenged, because every time we think of a challenge, then I think of it like an awesome book that I'm going to open, or a YouTube channel or something that I get to learn something from. So as the challenges are coming, then your faith is tested, who you are is tested, but also you gain medals for going through all of those different things. Like right now, I just watched you say, you know, what if my faith is being tested? And you kind of wrote and said, I'm losing a little bit of faith. But in that test became this challenge for you, and you dug into that and you came up with 3 beautiful answers that you can share with the rest of the world because you did that. And as we're going through spirituality, we're going to have challenge after challenge after challenge, because the more that we want to help others, the more experiences we're going to have to go through so that we can relate to them. Because if you can't relate to people, then it's almost like you're just shooting advice and being a teacher. But when you can relate to them, then you have a little bit of credibility of you took that challenge and you went through it. And so you can help others get out of that. So thank you for all of those different lessons that you just had. You know, and faith is really important. There is something, and we've talked about it before, an actual medical condition called failure to thrive. And that's when you go through broken heart or lack of faith. And your body will actually start to shut down if you don't have that, because it doesn't think that it has anything to live for. So when you're looking at faith, you're looking at belief systems. Always start in with what you can believe. I know that in the beginning, when I was looking for my mission with Creator, it was very hard for me because I had an upbringing where I went through all of the different kinds of abuses, different sacrifices, all these other things that children just shouldn't go through, people in general shouldn't go through. And so I was very much one of those people that just put my fingers up in the air to God, I'm like, how could you, retrospect, now that I have the faith that I do, which started in, well, I have faith in nature, so I can believe in that. So that's what I thought God was. That's what I would say is God is nature. And then it went to, wow, there's so much bigger. It's a universe. And then all of a sudden I would pray to the universe. And then I saw the whole universe. And then I started seeing different lights. And then I saw different lights, and it brought me to these angels. And then I saw these angels, and then I go to God. And now I have faith like nobody. I know right now. And I'm not going to say people don't, but when I tell you my faith is so dang strong, and I just know, as long as I just surrender and say, creator, you take it, divine. I even like the word divine, divine essence, please take this away, and just allow whatever needs to happen. And then when you have faith that everything is going to happen as is, even the bad things that you go through, you start to understand. I was in Mount Shasta last week, and I ended up getting a call from my daughter that she was going to the hospital. Well, she wasn't going to the hospital. She'd blacked out. She was shaking, going through a lot of different medical issues, and pulled over on the side of the road. And I actually had to do the calling to get her to the hospital. She went in the hospital. She was doing horrible. First time ever I was away from her, and she was 19, and I've never been away from her sick. I went through a mental thing at first, and then I remembered I had faith. So I dropped to my knees, and I just prayed and I prayed and I prayed. And then I put up my headphones on, and I did what I know to do, is give her energy and say, creator, give this. And then I ran inside, and I said, I need hugs from people, and I need to clear this energy, because we're trying to do this retreat and I can't do it. And we went on the top of Mount Shasta, and we all just prayed. And that was my test too. If I would have handled it any differently, if I would have continued to cry and be upset, it would have lingered on. And I have pictures of 45 minutes from her getting in the hospital, where her lips are blue, her face is yellow, she has issues all over, to her and them saying she's going to be admitted for 48 hours, and then her being released. And when you have faith that strong, or I don't know if you guys have heard about that lady, Mall of America lady, somebody came and took her kid and threw her kid down from the 3rd level and just threw him over the thing. And instead of running to the kid, instead of doing anything, people were going, oh my gosh, and running after this guy. She said, stop running after him. Everybody get to your knees and pray now. And she did not even go down to go see her child, because she knew at that time that if she would have gone to see her child without stopping and praying, that he would have been dead. And so she asked everyone around, please get to your knees and pray. There's so much in faith, because it's stronger than you when you truly have it. It's the essence of your higher self reaching that creator. And that is when you are at your fullest potential, is when you have the fullest amount of faith. So if you ever lose faith, just think you want your power back. You'll get it back. And that faith is in you. And creator, whatever that means. So that's my big rant for the day, guys. Sorry.
Oh, I could rant too, but I also try to not rant because there's too many people here.
You can rant too. Other people can rant, but me, that's okay. You go ahead.
Well, I guess maybe a quick add-on, just my last thing to add on is I do feel faith is personal. It's hard to I think everyone express their faith in whichever way that gets them to be their higher self. And for me personally, so I just feel like I just have to like the skeptic DNA in me. So whenever something is a bit of involved in faith, I try to I try to just kind of do my best. And if something doesn't work out, I try to think like, Well, maybe it's just like this isn't really about a challenge or faith, or just like just everyday some kind of weird, you know, there's no coincidence. Sometimes that's kind of how I kind of like rationalize it. Maybe it's just like this isn't really a this isn't really related to some kind of a challenge here. This is just like a freak accident, and I shouldn't overthink it. Um, you know, in the end though, I think it is very like everyone has very personal experience, and yeah, people can take whatever approach they feel best to be their to be their highest self.
Absolutely. The absolutely. A religion, by definition, religion is the individual belief in a paranormal, and that's really all it is. Religion should be an individual belief, and those beliefs can be brought together so that you can see a whole. But absolutely, it should be an individual belief. So whatever you find in um, being the higher thing outside yourself that will provide you love, go for that. Absolutely. And thank you for saying that point. Danette, go ahead.
Hi. I had kind of that experience. A very close friend of mine passed away. She was quite young. And so I'd said to her, will you look after all of our children when you're up there and I'll look after them on Earth? And then it was like maybe a year, 18 months later, my son was only about 5 or 6, climbed this huge tree in like slippery riding boots, fell down the tree, and I was just, yeah, I was running, but at the same time I was like, okay, Felicia, now's the time, you come in and get him. And he was caught on the very last bough by his knee, just wrapped over the edge of the branch, and even that really wasn't strong enough. It shouldn't have held him, and he was head down by that stage. He'd fallen down, and yeah, and it's so felt that connection, but it's hard to find it again. But I think my question is, you don't want to be greedy, so is it sort of infinite? If you're continually asking or putting it out there, you kind of get that guilt that other people's needs might be more. And yeah, so it's kind of like I get the feeling, but I don't want to be greedy with, or yeah, in terms of relating to that.
I have that kind of thinking sometimes too. And especially when I'm praying for somebody, then I tend to pray for 100 people because, well, what about this person? What about this person? What about this person? What I have to say about that though is as long as you are always putting out and doing good for yourself, for other people, for the earth, and for the greater good, then you have the right to ask for something back. It's a symbiotic relationship. And anytime that you ask, you're putting more power. Creator, divine, God, whatever you want to call it, has infinite energy. And there's so much chaotic energy in the world. And that's something that Cody and I are working on this invention, because he says a lot of his problems are all of the extra chaos. There's all this energy that doesn't have form. Well, one day when I was praying to a million different people, and then when all the homeless people and all of the hungry people and then all the animals, and it just kept going on for hours and hours, and they said, stop. We already know that you want the greater good for all. And the bigger that you make that prayer, the less focus it is. But when you have a thought and you put that into prayer, you take the chaotic energy and you give it pattern so that it knows where to focus. So just know that that energy is infinitely there, and it's waiting for you to ask for what you need, because unless you ask for what you need, it's not going to know. And prayers are usually for other people. That's not even for you. That's just saying, hey, can you please help this person out? Or could you please help me out? But if you are a good-hearted person, that's okay. And I will tell you, I've had coming to Melissa moments with God. I had a moment where I was just getting all these bad neighbors, and they were just, the flow wasn't right. None of the neighbors were happy with these neighbors. And I just had a meltdown one day, and I was taking down my curtains, and I said, I don't want these curtains anymore. I want to see outside. And I said, God, if you want me to write for you, if you want me to work for you, if you want me to do anything for you, you better get me a good neighbor. I'm not even praying. I'm not even doing anything, but telling you, you have to get me a good neighbor, because I have to be kosher with my neighbor, and they're only 100 feet away from me, and I feel their energy. The next week, the other person just decided that they were going to move out, and somebody else was moving in. When I ask for something, I ask because it's for the greater of the good. And I believe that you're doing the same, because it's for the greater of the good. Never be selfish in asking for that, because there are things that are selfishly asking for things, and they are the ones asking, and they are the ones praying. And so they are the ones utilizing the energy. It's better if it comes from love than if it comes from somebody who just says, I want a motorcycle. Because if it's between, I want a motorcycle and I want somebody else to be good, or I want, just life to be good. If you don't say it, they're getting the motorcycle. If you say it, then the greater good just got that energy, and that person's going to have to work harder and build their character to receive what they need, what they wanted.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Leona.
Hi. I'm really curious how nonverbal autists experience divinity, and whether you can speak on that.
Emma, you want to go? Who's with Tracy S? Do you have somebody with you, or are you thinking of somebody? There's a lot of energy coming out of Tracy S on that too, but we'll go with Emma.
Sorry, I'm trying to get off of mute.
You're okay.
Well, it's interesting that you trying to get on my camera too. I was with my kids. It's interesting that can you still hear me? It's interesting that you said that, because my son, well, I have twins that have autism, and they're 17, and my one son is nonverbal and started to do FC, facilitated communication. And he has expressed that he sees spirits, and there is an awful lot going on, that he's been exactly correct about things, and it's been kind of like a little bit of a crazy journey since June. It's kind of spiraled very quickly. So it's very interesting you say that. I just I'm this is the first time I'm on the call, and if I could get my camera on, I would, but I'm having issues here. So
I can help you. Maybe I can. Yeah, I can't do it for you.
yeah, I don't know what, I had it on and then I turned it off, and then I'm just having issues right now. So
Okay.
can you still hear me though?
Yes.
So like I said, it's just interesting how you kind of called me out here. So because there's a lot going on. And I'm not sure what your question was, but yeah, that's where
I
I'm
had
at
just
right now.
heard voices behind yours. So when I'm hearing voices, it's a telepathic connection. So I was hearing, hey, I can really answer that too. Hi, I can answer. And it was almost Tiggerish energy, like from Winnie the Pooh. And hi, I can
Here we
answer
go.
that too. So I don't know if one of your sons want to answer. I know Emma wanted to say something also, but you have such a force coming out of your screen that I know that you have energy there too. So
Yeah.
Okay. What's your son's name?
Tyler.
Okay. I keep hearing Tigger, 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 Tigger. So I'm like, I
Okay.
don't think that's your name. Okay. So if it's okay, I can connect to him
Yeah.
and he just wants to say his way, and then we'll move over to Emma, but he's actually in the forefront right now. To me, being with the divine energy means being in the flow of everything. When you are in the flow of everything, you have no pain. You have no real emotions but love and gratitude. You have nothing that is holding you back, only things that are moving you forward. Divinity in autism is seeing and being a whole, seeing the whole work, whether it's the whole person or how the whole world energy of the earth works, or how the universe works, or how everything works, because we have things that are outside of this universe. We call them the canons. My wish, I've never heard of that. I'm gonna write that down.
Hmm.
Canons. Okay. So he's showing like a jawbreaker, and we're just the real center. And then the canons are outside of that, but he's calling them layer by layer by layer, the canons. Divinity to us means full connection. Being able to also observe full connection. Because when you are fully connected, you are absolutely whole. There is no fear. There's no pain. There is no setbacks. Only joy, knowing, and freedom. And he ended there. Very brief, but just wanted to. Do you have any questions, Tracy?
Um, no, he's kind of guiding me along this journey. It's a spiraling, exciting journey that yeah. So no, he's guiding me already. So
I love it. So I see him and others. So there's two friends that he specifically talks to telepathically too. But and then they're there. They kind of mess with your shoulders. They're all trying to get your attention. I see them with a blue cloth just wrapping it around your shoulders. So if you can find a blue scarf, a blue pashmina, a blue something, they want to wrap you around in this blue. Specifically, they're charging the energy with awareness. So you must have been asking for more awareness, or I want to know more. I want to see more. This cloth, if you can get it, is going to be an energetic boost so that you can be more aware.
okay,
So if you can do
that's
that.
great.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. And welcome. Welcome.
Thanks.
Yeah. And Emma. I'm going to ask you to unmute, because I love her sweet little tones that she does.
You say hi. Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
Hi. Do you want to answer the question, Emma? What is divinity to you? What does it mean to be in divine connection?
Your mom?
Right away, she says, right here with my mom.
Aw, I feel you, Emma.
She said
Yeah.
divinity, being in divine connection is being with anything that brings you absolute happiness, joy, love, appreciation, vision, smells, taste, anything that you find excitement in, anything. All of it's divine. Any emotion outside of anger, depression, even just willingness in itself, anything outside of courage is not divine, or anything, sorry, any of these, what you would call negative emotions, anything outside of negative emotions is divine emotions. And for us, when we're in the divine, we get to see the whole. We get to hear the music of the world play the right way with no mistones. We get to smell the fullness of every breath, of every time we take the scent in. We get to be that. We don't just smell the flower. We take in the flower. We are the flower. We witness it. We observe it. We love it. We let it know that it's
Yeah.
here and it's part of us. Divinity for us is pure joy. And it feels no different than when you have pure joy, pure love, pure anything. The divine is in the
Papa,
man.
Dad? What? What?
What'd you say?
Mom? As she's watching Owen and asked if the man there is his
Oh.
dad. But no. What?
That's-
Yeah,
I'll answer. Father figure. Yes.
the father figure.
Are you talking about Scott and Tara?
Yes, she was asking who I was, if I was his dad.
You know Scott from the Let's Be
Yeah.
Telepathies. Yeah. We got people
Papa,
from all around coming together. I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mother and father's love. Right, Emma? That's divine.
Yay. We're
And
gonna
she
move
says to wrap it up, feeling divine means feeling everything and nothing all at the same time. A steady flow of in and out.
on. Aw, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I love how she answers that. Okay. Now we were moving on to, I don't know if Owen's ready. Not quite yet. Okay. Sky. Come on.
Hey there.
Hello.
Okay. Been crocheting a hat, so just trying to keep my hands busy because I feel like I get really interested in these topics and I know I'm kind of telepathic, but I don't want to I get really excited when you channel and I don't want to come into your space with I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking too much about it, but so I like to keep my hands busy and yeah, just let whatever is going on here happen until it's my turn. Yeah, so I feel like I could just say his real name. Just because I'm not his parent, so I'm not completely sure. So Caden, he's been having some issues lately ever since he started preschool. So he started preschool, and I still come twice a week and help him. We have a beautiful bond. But every time I've come recently, he goes to his mom, he starts crying, and I think he assumes maybe I'm gonna take him away and take him to school. But yeah, he seemed very overwhelmed lately, especially today. I just got home from that about an hour ago. Um, yeah, sorry, I'm excited but kind of nervous to talk. I'm not used to talking to so many people at once or being on Zoom. Um, so yeah, I'm just kind of wondering if he has anything to share with me, um, about how I can help regulate him or how I could be around him to not distress his system. And also, he's been trying to work with colors lately. He's showing me in person these little colored blocks. And I got a paper and a couple colored crayons out, and I saw
You,
like all the colors coming together. And then today he was working with colors, I think, to regulate his body. He was really just having a hard time. So yeah, I'm trying to establish a telepathic communication with him. And I have empathy, lots of empathy, but I really want to understand what's really going on for him, not just like, yes, I want juice, no, and come here, regulate me with this blanket, etc. So anyway, if he has anything to share, I would so appreciate it. If not, that's okay.
So right away, he's stressed. He doesn't want to be so outside of the house. He feels very much so that he is not being taken care of, that he's being laughed at and almost shoved into a corner. I don't know if that means quite literally or if that means that he just feels as though he's being shoved into a corner, nobody wants to talk to him, kind of thing. With you, he thinks that you're going to leave. He's afraid that you're going to leave or that you're going to quit soon. And so it's almost one of those things, when you see the people in the movie where they're telling their animals, go, 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 I don't want you, and whatnot. That's what he's doing to you because he doesn't want the pain of you leaving. And
That makes a lot of sense with his body language, but that's so different from what I expected. I did start working with another kiddo recently, twice a week, but I totally like cherish our relationship. So I would never do that. Is he seeing into the future, or is it kind of just a fear?
he says you've thought about it a few times and he's heard you think about if you should be somewhere else, and that's what scares him. And
Okay.
that
I have. But it was just such a quick thought, you know, because it is work. It is definitely work for me, as a highly sensitive person. But I love him so much. So I'm sorry that scared him. I want to reassure him that I'm not going to do that.
he says, if she sits on the ground and waits for me, I will come and approach her and we can reunite. But he really wants you to tell him, and he needs to know and see it in your eyes that you're staying.
Oh, okay.
And he just had heard it, so he got really upset with you. And like I said, it was just that go, 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 but I don't really want you to go kind of thing.
That makes so much sense.
So that's really all it is. There's nothing more, nothing less, other than the fear of you're gonna leave. So he might as well. It's easier for him to kick you out than for you to just leave on him alone.
Okay. Well, thank you. That is so helpful. So is it should I just kind of like reassure him energetically, or?
Yeah, but even getting down, he's just pointing you on the ground as though maybe you're on your knees or sitting, crisscross applesauce kind of thing. But he wants you at your level, at the
Hmm.
level, because he wants to actually see in your eyes that you're not leaving.
Okay, I'll try. I'll try.
He doesn't look in your eyes a lot, I know.
No, he doesn't.
But he wants to, he says that he'll see it enough, or he'll see the
Okay.
energy.
Okay.
So it'll work out, don't worry. But just before he comes, get down on the ground, and even if it's outside, he'll approach you and know, okay, I was heard. You're not
Okay.
leaving. I don't know
Yeah.
why, but getting down is so important to him.
Oh, okay. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Okay.
Okay. Danny, you wanted to give a quick message? Where'd Danny go? Oh, there she is.
I don't think I pushed anything. I don't know.
Okay.
Can you hear me okay?
Mhm.
I mean, I yeah, I don't have anything specific to say.
Okay. I didn't know if you wanted to, we weren't on record, so I didn't know if you wanted to say something before and now. So that's okay. We can move on. We are going to unless you have anything.
No, nothing specific.
Okay. Then we will move on to Anita C, who had a great question for everyone.
Oops. Sorry, I have to push all the buttons here. I think I'm in the sunlight is coming in. I just wanted to ask, I wasn't able to tune in for the last meeting, and so I missed the in-person of Professor Owen doing a telepathy exercise. And my question was, can I play, when I replay it, can I go ahead and do the exercise? Does that still work if I do it at a later time? So, and I'm sorry about my screen. I guess the sun is just
It's all your light, Mama. It's all your light. The answer is yes. Any video that you ever see of anyone doing energetic work, telepathy, anything that has to do with communication whatsoever, even sometimes psychic or intuitive readings, you can hear 2 years later and still get a new message. Anytime that you rewatch, you can still participate because the energy is still there. So yes, if you missed this show and Professor Owen is teaching his telepathy, don't worry, go along with the video that you're watching. Did you do the test to see if you got the right color?
I didn't. It's sort of funny. While I was listening to it, it skipped over that part. All I heard was everybody's response at the end. And so I thought, I'm going to wait and ask this question and then play it so that I can see if it works,
Okay.
what I get. So I didn't
Okay.
yet. So
Well, we hope it works. Awesome. Latour, where did she go?
Here, that's Orte.
Is it
Oh,
Latour?
it's take tour, take the T away, so and then put the T back, just the sound T, Orta.
Orta.
Yeah, yeah.
There we go. Okay, I will remember it that way.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just feeling this really strongly about water being a part of all of this, and um we I just feel like water's participating in everything here, and water's shown me how it connects us, how it connects me with the ancestors. It's incredibly patient, water is. And um, I feel like we're being asked to stretch through water and help it so that it can help us. And so it just makes me very emotional. And I'm just wondering whether the autists are feeling this too, and whether we're all here for water as much as the autists.
Great question. And I will let Professor Brandon answer that because he is definitely on the water project with me. Owen's going to teach something else. Otherwise, I'd let him channel a little bit there too. And we're going next week together to watch the dolphins so that he can channel the water there. So that's going to be really fun. I just want to give you kind of a backstory, and maybe I'll even share this poem with you all. I did turn my phone on. Not to divert, but this is what Elsa's been doing at my house. As I'm turning my phone on. When I tell you all, she is really playing with my lights. You can't even tell that that's a light. And she is just going through them like crazy. But anyway, moving on. There we go. So one of the number one reasons for death, well, the number one reason for death of autistic people has always been drowning. And there's a very interesting question in that. And Veda Austin and Corinne, Elsa's mom, had asked about that. And I'm going to actually share it because they say that I can share it now. And this will be on the documentary. Also, I know Tammy had asked a really good question concerning that too. Susan Orr wrote something really beautiful up about that. So when the question was asked, why do you go to the water? This is the question that I got. We did not mean to leave you. We meant to become something more. There's a truth in the world continues to look away from. One too sorrowful for statistics and too scared for science, yet we must speak it plainly. The leading cause of death in autism is drowning. Let that sit. Let that settle in the chest like a stone dropped into the water. Do not weigh it, or not to weigh you down, but to create ripples that force you to ask why. Not just how, not just when, but truly deeply why. Some will say it's because autistic children are prone to wandering. They are unaware of danger or don't understand boundaries. But there's a missing piece in this story. It's not that autistics wander, it is that they are called. Water calls us, not out of danger, not into fear, but towards something ancient, something home. Water is just not a physical element. Water is consciousness. Water is the first mirror we ever saw ourselves in. And for many with autism, it is the only thing that reflects them without distortion. Water flows. Water is a vibration. Water doesn't damage eye contact. Water doesn't misunderstand stims. It doesn't punish silence. It holds, embraces, translates frequencies in ways that words never could. Humans are mostly made of water. So when the autists walk into the lake or wades too far into the ocean, it's not by accident. It's often a return, a reunion, and a release. Quote, I was trying to run away. I wasn't trying to run away. I was trying to go home. The noise was too loud. My skin felt like fire. The world asked me to pretend all the time, but water let me be. In water, I could feel God again. I remembered the music I came from. I didn't drown, I dissolved. That's from John Paul from Telepathy tapes. This is from Josephine. When we with autism enter water, we drop our bodies. We merge into what we always were, uncontained light. Water is not the end, it is the veil, the door, and sometimes we open it too soon. Not because we are broken, but because the world didn't make room for us to stay. That was from Josephine. There are others in this wisdom. Some were left by rivers, some by bathtubs, some by oceans, whose name we do not know. They did not ask for pity. They asked for understanding. They ask us to stop calling their passing a failure of supervision and start seeing it as a connection failure. Humans are failing to give what water gives: stillness, safety, frequency, forgiveness, unconditional reflection. Water is an accurate record of life. Water is memory, medicine, and prayer. And yes, some do leave this earth through it, but they do not disappear. They transform and return to source. I gave my life to water, not to escape, but to become. I became the cloud that rains over your grief. I became the tide that returns to your love. I am the whisper of the wave. I am not gone. I just went home early. That was by Danny. Let us make this world more like water, gentle, flowing, sensory, and forgiving, so that no more children need to leave to find peace. Let us honor those who passed through the waters by becoming what they needed to be while they were here. Less noise, more understanding, less force, more flow. Let us teach the world that autism does not fear water, it remembers it, because we are made out of it. And water, above all, remembers us. And Mr. Brandon. I know he's not there, but he's there. Brandon says water was the first thing we ever were. Water has to exist to have life, to have reflection, sight, memory, anything that has any kind of adaptability or flow. It is through us that we are able to communicate, or through water that we are able to communicate. Through us, the water, communicating through other waters. You, the environment, the whole. You will not find a single place that exists in our consciousness that water does not exist. When we look at water, when we love water, when we want to talk about water, it mimics us. It sees us. It goes through the same exact thing that we do. The non-speakers, we take up the trash. We take up the emotions of other people. We have to go with the flow. We have to stay less silent. We have to stay patient. We have to be the thing that everybody else wants us to be. We are utilized in ways that other people want us to be utilized. We ourselves do not have full free choice. Water does not either. It always has to adapt to the containers of which it's in, to the people that it is with. When we see people, we see water. A pure reflection of itself holding form. It is in the eyes, it is in the brain, it is in the blood, it is in the muscles, it is within everything within your body. Water wants to be heard and wants to be respected. So not only can water say what needs to be said, but so all of us can say what needs to be said and come back to our truest form so that all of us can do what needs to be done. And what needs to be done is truth coming out, flow, patience, guidance. He's even showing tide, force with release. Water is ready to speak because we are ready to speak. Spirit is ready to speak. And it's time the real record keepers came out with the truth. And that is what he has.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Very, very moved. That's what I've felt. Thank you.
You're
Yeah, if they need me to do something, just let me know.
Brandon says immediately, pray over the waters. It changes the whole. All right, Professor Owen, you ready for class? All right. So we are going to go into, does anybody have any other questions, anything that they want to say, that they want to bring up? No? Okay. And we will go right into Owen. Hey, James and Aiden. Anybody that wants to participate, please sit back, lay down, relax your body in whichever way it feels comfortable, but find a place of comfort. When you find that place of comfort, hold that space for a minute. Breathe how you want to breathe. Take in life. Release the breath and the old. And check into yourself. Do a scan of your entire body. What are you feeling from head to eyes to nose to mouth, all the way down to your toes? Sit with yourself comfortably right now. Thoughts come to your head. Tell them you will come back to it when you're done. The thoughts do not need to go away. They just don't need to be now. As you're scanning your body, scan your mind, your spirit. What are you feeling in this present moment? What are you hearing, seeing, smelling? With only your energy. Do not tap in to anybody or anything other than yourself. Feel yourself being in the present moment, being in your body, in your mind, in your spirit. And as things come in, let it flow out. Hold your center, hold your space. Now I am going to connect. Notice any change within your body, any change patterns within your thought or your emotions. Note where it is coming from, what you are seeing, observing, hearing, tasting. As I help open you up, and in this exercise, unlike last time, I am coming to each person individually. And if they are ready to receive, I am there. I'm gifting each of you a small message for the whole. Don't think about it, just let it come in. The knowing is telepathy, the doubt is you. If you are hearing words, if you are seeing visuals, or sensing anything that is outside of our previous connection, or our now connection, you are connected. You can unmute. You can unmute him. There you go. You can tell him, Owen. What was he saying?
Tell
Chula?
telepathy. Oh, wait, here he goes again. Clicking. All right. Melissa and I and Tara talked about the clicking.
Oh, yeah.
Um, and the clicking he's doing is to set the frequency around him. Right? You were telling us about this, Melissa, that he was
Yep.
saying to adjust the frequency around him. And as soon as you start the meditation, he is clicking like crazy. So
Yeah,
he's
he's like,
setting.
I want to be heard. I need those tones to get out to the people. So, or whatever. He's like, I need to be heard. So, yeah, you can.
Oh, I didn't think about that. It needs to be out there unmuted. I didn't think about that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So you go ahead, Owen. You can harmonize them again. Okay, guys, we're going to bring you back into the meditation. He says we already ruined it. That's okay. All right. So Owen wants to hear what all you have to say. So anyone that experienced anything, heard anything, come forward.
I experienced something.
Yes.
I experienced something, Melissa.
Yep. Talk about it, Stephen.
I'll preface this with that. I'm actually in China right now, visiting relatives. Some relatives I haven't seen like 20 years, and I also had a flight delay, which if my flight wasn't delayed, this would not have made it on this meeting. Just FYI. But anyways, I think I shared this with some people, but I felt it again where sometimes I feel like if I'm getting a strong telepathic connections, my eyes will be stressed, and if the connection gets really strong, I'll start seeing literally lights, like a circle that's like filled with lights. And to me that's really like that's them saying that yeah, we have a really strong connection right now. And sometimes if I have some kind of um if I have some thought or feel like we're connecting on some message and the message is really is 100% accurate, then that kind of like light will go off. And when I say light, I mean like I'm literally closing my eyes and it's all pitch black, and then there'll be like just a circle of light. It's not like radiating out. No, it's just like the shape of a filled circle of like white light.
So they all come in their different signatures through frequencies and lights. So you probably found Owen's signature, or you're probably seeing other people's signatures. They're coming through in that lights. When I talk about, it's almost like somebody calling you on the telephone. When you know the certain tones, the frequency, the beep, 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 and you connect to that channel, you'll see lights, you'll hear frequencies. He says he was touching your head a lot. He said you were feeling the tingling too, where you he said you didn't mention that.
Yeah, I didn't. It was so slight. It was so soft. It was very soft. So I didn't mention it. But it's like and just uh, I really want to quickly follow up on the signature. I really believe that a lot of the spellers, they're kind of like they're all connected. So, but like that's the circle shape. I've always been used to Adri like another speller. I'm just gonna say her name, Adriana, but like this time is for sure Owen. It's like almost like they can share signatures, and I know that they can share it, and it's fine to me. Yeah.
Yeah, they can. Notice the what the difference is. Is it flashing for you?
Uh
It's how it
oh man.
flashes.
Well, I guess I'll just speak my truth. Whatever I
Yes,
felt.
speak your truth.
I think Adriana is just like so much more powerful. Like her light is just like so bright. It's like the and this time when I see like it was like a quick like a flash with Adriana, sometimes would just be like literally like a second or like 2 seconds. Like it's too strong.
Yeah, yeah. So I just wanted to show you because then you can see the different signatures, that it's not always the same. So now you know Owen's signature and now you know Adriana's. When they come, you'll be able to tell the difference because they all have their different signatures and how that light is and how the sequence is, sometimes even how it flashes and whatnot. And we do have stronger connections with some than others. Adriana is very powerful when she wants to get a hold of you, for sure. She will overtake it. And yeah. So Owen's gentle like Noah. He's like, okay, I'll let you guys all be. I don't want to be scary. But he's gonna come in with humor later. Terry, go ahead. Where is Terry? I just saw you commenting there. If you want to say out loud, where did Terry go? Oh, there's Terry. Or if anyone else wants, oh, yep, go ahead.
I apologize. I'm in my car picking up my kids from school, but I like felt all of a sudden this pressure on my chest, like all this pressure around my heart center here is what I was thinking. But I was in the car, so it's kind of hard to meditate at the time.
I love it though, but you felt something, and that's even more powerful that you did feel it while you're outside and not in your comfort of your house. You're just out in the public because sometimes it is harder. So that's awesome. You felt something.
Thank you.
Yeah, Laura.
Let me lower my hand. So I felt just some stimulation of my pineal gland, and it felt very gentle. So it was just kind of playful and gentle, and didn't really get a clear like message or anything like that, but just could feel energy and just like a simple hello or and I'm here and we're just practicing and playing with this. So that's what it felt like, kind of.
Awesome. Yeah, no, he was in a very playful, I don't know if you heard me giggling, but some people he was just like, whoop, whoop, whoop. And then he'd leave or like tap on their shoulder and almost want to make them look sideways. So he was kind of playing with everyone's energy just to make sure that they felt something different. Yeah, thanks for sharing. Carmen.
Yeah, so I felt like a little bit of tingling back up here in my head, like a little bit of sensation of a numbness, when something falls asleep right by here. But before that, and sometimes when we do these things, pulse more.
Just
And I feel it like wah, 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 like this. And it's not, most time in my hands, but this time it was in my ears and also, you know, around my chest. So I don't know if that had anything to do with it. That's just my pulse.
No,
Feels more pronounced.
well, it does. It does matter. And when your heart and you and your outside atmosphere connect, you'll actually hear both of your heartbeats together. To me, it sounds like wah, wah, wah,
Yes,
wah,
that's exactly what it feels
wah.
like. It feels like wah, wah,
Yeah.
wah.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. It's the two pulses coming together. So it amplifies the heartbeat that both of you have because it's one. And so it's stronger.
With me and Owen or me and my spirit self?
That was with both, all, or
All of us.
So he's saying all, but all with you and him, with you and your spirit self, but you and he's showing energy, like energy as a whole.
Okay.
No limits there, he said.
Thank you.
Yeah. Danny.
Sorry, I had to unmute myself. Well, that was really cool. For me, I just felt like a very warm feeling in the pit of my stomach that kind of started to radiate up into my chest. And then I saw kind of like a shape, and I wasn't really sure what it was. It was like blue and gray. I think maybe it was like a moth. I don't know why a moth, but that's the closest I could put to what I was seeing. And then I just saw this beautiful kind of a dark blue for a long time. That was it. It was really cool though.
Check up my spirit animal. He said, remember, don't doubt, just believe.
Yeah, I see a lot of spirit animals, so I'll look that up.
Yep. And Zan said she saw the moth too.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Tammy.
I felt a very, very warm, tight squeeze around my heart space. And my hands were all tingly, especially during the initial part. But when he was sending a message, definitely I got an immediate squeeze on my heart.
Wow.
You too, Emma?
Emma. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, Owen was given lots of love in there. Okay, I think Sky, you were next.
Maybe, yeah. I saw this like center pillar of energy, and then it did this interesting like up, 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 and then around, and then something just it was just really interesting. And then I saw this self-reflection, kind of seeing myself, and yeah, I need to process some of my own emotion. I kind of saw myself from above, and then I got like sky, and then there was going to be some kind of verbal message, I think. But I keep having this experience where like I'll hear my name, and then once I pay attention to it, it kind of just dissipates and disappears. So, yeah, I don't know if that's because I'm like consciously paying attention to the message and then all of a sudden like my mind overrides it. But anyway, yeah, it was cool.
Yeah, telepathy, it goes with faith. So you just have to have faith that what you're thinking immediately, if it's a thought that wasn't thought, what I mean by that is I'm walking around in my apartment, in the hotel room, and then all of a sudden I want a pickle, but I don't like pickles.
Mm-hmm.
I do like pickles. I love pickles, but let's just say I don't like pickles. A lot of times telepathy is almost like the intrusive thoughts where they just come over and you're not thinking about them before they happen. They're just there. They're thoughts that are just there without
Yeah.
anything that triggered it, that made you think about that moment or reminded you of anything. And it's completely not anything that was in your atmosphere at that time. So if it's something that you weren't thinking before and it just came to you like that, then trust that's telepathy, you know. And then say it out loud and talk to people about it, because then if you're talking to people about it or saying it out loud, you'll either be affirmed or you'll be denied, and either way it's a lesson.
Just really quickly, do you have any input on how to like not get the conscious mind to override the message, because it's so quick and so subtle. But yeah, it's like once I'm aware of it, then the message is gone.
Train yourself to sit in silence, whether that's even 5 minutes with all devices and everything gone. I mean, if it's nature, but try to sit in silence. And the more that you're taking walks, that you're sitting in silence, that you're not watching TV, that you have all the electricity and whatnot off, then you're going to start to train your brain on how to quiet down, how to slow down. And that slow down is what you're looking for in telepathy. You're not looking for the high vibration like a lot of people think. You got to slow yourself down first. And when you slow yourself down, then you're going to be more conscientious about your thoughts. When you're more conscientious about your thought, then you know what your thoughts are versus somebody else's thoughts coming in. And you also train yourself to be open to receive versus open to think about everything that you were thinking about the day before, you know, or the moment before, because that's what happens to a lot of people is they haven't trained themselves in the silence. And so they want every 6 seconds some kind of new stimulation to happen. And if you withhold that stimulation, the longer that you can go, and even working in your house and not saying anything when other people are around really helps too. Our house is a very quiet house because we'll practice silence a lot, and then we come together, you know, and we need to.
That's so interesting that it's not like, at first I thought it was a higher vibration that I would have to pick myself up to, but so it's more of like a silent kind of almost sleepy state.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay. I always tell people it's the same feeling when you slip into telepathy as it is right before you slip into sleep. So okay. Just and take notice of that too when you are going to bed and saying, I let go of all my thoughts and I'm just relaxing. Try to be detailed in how your body is feeling in that way. Although
lights again.
It's great. I can't even turn it on. Okay, well, we're going without lights, I guess. So when you're going into that sleep mode, pay attention to how your muscles are relaxing, how your breath is. For just a little bit, be hyper aware of where your body is, because then you'll learn how to slip into that when you want to. Because then you say, okay, muscles give, you know, breath shallow. Some people pick up their breath when they sleep. How was that for you? And the more that you understand that calmness, then you can just slip into that calmness. If you notice before, thank you. If you notice before, she's like, okay, you can turn the light on. Before I go into it, telepathy or try to channel anyone, I'm like, I'm not, okay, guys, this is what it is. I always take the breath, calm myself, close my eyes, and set back into relaxation mode before I get hyped up. Because they'll get hyped up. Your brain's going to get hyped up once you get that channel. But you don't want it hyped up before that channel, because then it's like they're trying to chase a running man. And it's hard for you to get caught, you know, stay in one spot and they'll meet you there and then you can run together. Yeah. Zan.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Okay. I'm unmuting myself for, so you gotta, he's helping with all the fun sounds. He's trying to make Owen laugh. You can say hi, you can say hi to Owen. Okay, go play, go play. No, go. Oh no, okay. I might have to wait a minute for my turn.
That's
You're
okay.
bored? Okay.
That's
I'll come
okay.
back. I'll raise my hand again when we're
Okay.
ready. Thanks.
Yep. Orta, you want to go? Did I say it right this time?
You sure did. Thank you. Um, it started for me before you said it was starting. Um, all of a sudden I saw a little boy and he came and he laughed at me and sat down on my lap, kind of, or leaned up against me, and then looked back and then laughed and went away and came back. And then I saw a little girl and she just wouldn't turn back really, but she was sitting there, and then it was him again. And yeah. And then it was time to really do it. And it was far more subtle. I just saw fuchsia and electric blue lights but it was kind of very dark. And it was as if you're looking at water in the dark, but with those colors. And and then a tear started to form in my left eye. And that was it. So
Beautiful.
thank you, Owen.
Thank you for sharing. Leona.
Yeah, he very sweetly came over and gave me a little sugar lump.
I love it. Love it. Yeah, he had some humor in this one. So he was love, he was humor. Owen, go ahead.
Well, this is coming through me, but first part was that, well, I mean, I didn't want to skip the line or anything, but I remembered something I wanted to say, and I don't want to forget to say it. So the first thing was, for me, it was just a like huge like lion energy, like fire lion, like he's an Aries, but like I don't know, and it just came to me really strong, like it was like a lion and a sun, and then the other thing I wanted to say that I don't want to forget is that when that whole thing happened, the sprinklers were like about to come on. So that whole thing I think was orchestrated so that he could run out of the car and run to the sprinklers that turned on. Like by the time he was at the top of the hill, we're like in an Aldi parking lot. By the time he was at the top of the hill, the sprinklers were like, psh. So that whole like crazy moment was because he wanted to run up to go to the sprinklers, and now he's going out again. I reminded him.
Put a fire out.
Yeah, it's not wonderful. Oh my God.
I love it. I love it. All right, Zan.
Okay, so during the call, I got him popping into my head and wanting to play. It felt like he wanted to play a game, like right out of the gate. It felt like he was wanting to play rock, paper, scissors with me. Um, but it felt like he wanted to do it in how they do it in Japan. I used to live in Japan, and they call it Jonkenpoi, and I felt like he wanted to do it in that version, and the way that they do it is really um funny and different and like so funny. Sometimes I almost feel like they kind of go inside your mind to find fun things for them, and they go, "Oh, I want to play this game that you have in your file." Like, okay, oh, my light just flickered. But so anyways, I thought he wanted to play that version of rock, paper, scissors, like right before he started wanting to like do the clicking. I felt like he wanted singing, or I was getting like he wanted to harmonize, he wanted to like sing, he want like getting all of those like impressions with the song and sounds, and again like collaborative frequency, like interconnecting kind of stuff. And so I started humming some stuff, and then you were like, "Oh wait, Owen wants to talk," and then Owen was and then Tara's like, "Owen wants to click and get, vibe with everybody." And then he's like, "Ah, everyone ruined it." Everyone got too excited.
Gotta find that dang unmute button faster. No.
We all do, right?
And I got to tell you, Zan, we have determined that, well, we suspected, and then we just recently did a past life regression and validated that Owen is from Japan in a previous lifetime. And
Stop! Oh my gosh.
yeah, and I wish Tara was here. He ran off to the sprinklers again. Here they come right there. But
Oh, you have to tell Tara. Yeah, because I was like, who? I was like, oh,
okay,
that's
and
so funny, but
so
he wants to do the Japanese version. It's
so the
really funny because you slap each other in the face at some
first
point
thing
too.
that started happening when I first started meeting Owen and Tara was that he was frequently getting the longest knife he could find in the house and play with it. And I said,
Oh
"Yeah, he
yeah,
wants a sword from Japan."
the
And
katana. Yeah.
and I'm telling him he is from Japan. Was from Japan. Yeah, we just found him in a past life regression recently.
Yeah,
So
Tara, I was saying I felt like he came to me and played rock, paper, scissors, but the Japanese version of rock, paper, scissors.
Got it. Oh my God, yes.
So we were playing that while you guys were chatting for a minute.
That's my dad.
It was so fun.
Who
Well,
won?
Oh, who won? Oh, it was so fast. I was like, okay, okay, okay. I was like going as fast as I could. Because you do it, you go, John Can Poi. And they do it really fast as little kids. And then they have a second round where you go, I code a show. And then you point, and if you both point in the same direction, then they get slap you in the face. And so it's like, and you see little kids play all the time and they're giggling their brains out. It's so cute. And they just like don't hit each other hard, but they like, it's like such a good glee-filled, like high frequency game. I can totally see him like just like faster, faster, Zan, faster. Let's go, let's go. I like don't even know like he was going so fast, but it was funny.
I love it. Okay, Patricia. Where did she go? Pat, you had a, oh, wait, it wasn't Patricia, it was Pat. I'm so used to other Pat coming in here that when I saw Pat, I was thinking Patricia Pat. It's Pat Pat.
Hello.
You
That's
had a
okay.
question, and then I think we're gonna wrap it up. I have not ate yet today, and I'm really hungry.
Oh no.
I got, yeah, so and we are getting to our 2 hours, but I want to answer your question, so please ask.
Oh, well, okay, my question was, it's kind of, it feels like a big question, but maybe it's a small question. How do we know if we're doing the right thing in life? Because I feel like in my career and the things I'm doing, I have a lot of like really big, heavy things, and it feels like intense, like overwhelming. And I feel like my true soul wants to just stop all that and figure out how to open a healing center and go do things that are in line with this, right? Like that's where I'm like, okay, how do I just quit all that? But I also feel like the things that I'm doing are on the path to that. And I'm like, I don't know, I'm just overwhelmed. And I feel comfortable on this call and in my job, which is like real estate related work, it's overwhelming. And can the autistic collective just hire me?
We are trying. We have a big meeting going on next week with
Well,
Professor Owen and neuroscientist Elsa and crime fighters, Ahari. I mean, we got a whole week planned with everyone, and they're forcing me to come up with a plan for the Let's Be Telepathy. So
well,
we will have one shortly. We have a crew already that's going on and coming up with what we need to do. But our dream is to somehow actually have full staff members where we are able to pay for them. And now, mind you, half of those staff members are going to be non-speakers, but that is something that they're wanting us to build into. They almost want it to be an entity as what they're kind of looking at it, an entity in
well,
itself. So that's going to be
I will
interesting.
form all the. I would actually work for free if I can, but because this is where my heart is, right? And it almost feels weird to like. So, and I asked a big question. Maybe we'll answer it next
No, the
time because
answer is
there's
really
it's a very
simple.
big. Yeah.
If you're doing the right thing, you feel fulfilled. Even though it's hard, you feel fulfilled. And it's really as simple as that. If you're doing something that is not fulfilling you, then it's something that's just not working. And now that doesn't mean you got to drop it completely and never come back to it. It just means that you need to maybe step away for a little bit until you know, your cup gets filled somewhere else. And that's not saying cheat or do anything like that. I'm not saying go out in relationships. So if it just step out of the current thought and situation that you're in and change whatever you can so that it's joyful and works for you. Even I will tell you, I have so many if I could just tell you guys how many projects I have right now. Oh my gosh. And it just it feels like there's more and more and more, and all of them equally intense. However, overwhelmed I am, and sometimes frustrated at the little time that I have. There is not a single time that I think I can't do this, I won't do this, or it's not worth doing it. And that's actually my problem, is that all of them are so fulfilling and so world changing that I'm willing to take the risk. I'm willing to not sleep. I'm willing to travel wherever I need to travel. I'm willing to talk to whoever I need to talk to. And I'm willing to be uncomfortable because it fulfills me. And so even in the frustration or anger, or whatever you're going through, you're still like, I can't give it. And it really is as simple as that.
That makes so much sense. I feel like I'm in both worlds though. So like, for example, when I went to the Psy Games, I was like in Georgia the day before on a flight, and I'd been traveling for a week straight. But I was like, but I have to go here, you know? And as much as I wanted to like go home and sleep, I was like, no, I need to be here because this is what I'm supposed to do. And I had another scenario where I was supposed to be at a VYE Vision Without Eyes conference at Mount Shasta, and I couldn't go because of like intervening events, and it felt soul crushing. Like I don't even know how to describe it. And some of my friends from that event are actually on this call. And Stephen in particular, one of our co-collaborators, we have a Zoom or a chat where we're bouncing ideas off of each other constantly. So anyways,
Yeah.
party hat, Stephen.
So those feelings.
Yeah. Okay, but anyways, big question. You need to go eat. I'm gonna get off the.
What's up, Stephen?
Oh, I was just wanted to quickly say, like, I agree 100% with everything Pat say, and I think he feels strongly about this more than I do. And I, I'm, so a little bit of background, like, I got into this, like, not got into this, but like, I kind of like lean more into this, maybe beginning of September, and I just like straight up like quit my job and try to do this full time, if you will. I think there are a lot of people like just wanting to do it full time and like offering that kind of support, but it almost feels like there's a bit of like this not it's not as carefully organized as it could be. I don't know if this is the right word, but those are just kind of speaking how I feel. But there's definitely a lot of like I think a willingness to work. Yep.
I think you said it perfectly. And yeah, and this is where we need to say, I mean, people are wanting to show up, they're wanting to do things, and we do need to get some kind of organization so that we can just say, hey, go here if you want to help do this, or this is a list of everything that we want to do. And we want to make sure that, you know, people are also benefiting from that too. I will say, and you, Pat and Stephen, you probably know if you guys are on that call. I know Stephen had something to do with this at least, but we are going to be having a class that will be in Ogden, Utah from the 19th until the 25th. And there, Alex, Stefan will be talking about telekinesis. Delia will be talking about remote viewing and psychic abilities, and then I'll be training telepathy. So there's an opportunity for all of you to come with some of the people from Psy Games, and then myself.
At October.
When is
October 19th through the 25th. Alex is still putting everything together as far as a website and the information. We just got the collaboration and whatnot. So that information should be coming out, but hold your space if you guys want a really amazing, interesting class. One of the things that Alex is going to do is doing his telekinesis, but also my telepathy class is hypnosis. And we're going to try to get everyone into a hypnotic state and bring them back to remembrance of telepathy. And we're going to hopefully pull that just out so that it is just something that people are going to receive. So I'm really excited about that to see what that's going to look like.
Is this online?
Nope, it's going to be in person. So,
Where?
Ogden, Utah.
Ogden, Utah. And that is all I know right now. So you guys are up to date and hip on what I know. Maybe Stephen knows more. I don't know. But the 19th of October until the 25th of October, all of it will be in-person classes. And as soon as Alex gets that to me and gets the flyer out and everything, I'll drop that on Let's Be Telepathy, and it will be amazing.
Sorry, I talk too much, but I really have this like great idea. I feel like it's going to happen. I think once you get kind of like just a little bit proficient at telepathy, you can probably start receiving like instructions, and that's a whole different level of organization, you know. That's like real-time organization, like just having a connection to what we're doing and then knowing what you need to do in real time. Sometimes you may even feel you're getting some kind of instruction like before you even need to do anything. It's like precognitive.
No, I love it. I actually did put out like a little business plan for this nonprofit thing, and structured one by one. And I think that all of my friends on this telepathy line has just really, I feel like they kicked me out the door. Like we've been all hanging and like, okay, Minnesota, we say goodbye for about 45 minutes. And if you look at anybody after you said bye, it's room for another conversation. So you almost got to be like, bye and leave. But that's how I feel. I've been with my friends and they finally just said, you got to leave. And they opened up the door and kicked me out and locked it. And until I teach everyone this class of telepathy, they're not letting me back in. So they are really getting everything organized right now and set for sure. Scott was called there. Nina was called, Corinne and Courtney. I mean, we have a whole group that literally they're not giving me any room to say, no, I won't do this. I'm going to walk away and just keep doing so meetings. We far exceeded that. So we'll find a place for everyone to fit in however we can. And if you have any ideas, or even Stephen, you want to be a part of that organization, whatever that means. I'm really good at what I do, but I'm really bad at the business stuff. Just tell me where to show up and when, and I'm there. I'll do a great job. No.
Might be able to help with that too. And just so you know, for like the last month, I've been buying a Powerball ticket because I found a lucky lottery ticket. And if I win, I'm going to donate all of it to you and the autists. I don't know. I just feel like we have to have some. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like we have to have something to send the collective. And I'm kind of just sitting here waiting. Like, I know you guys are there. Just tell me I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm volunteering, you know? So anyways, love.
I thought of the exact same. I thought of the exact same idea.
Well, I got to get the accounts and everything going so that we can take, the donations and stuff, preliminary stuff first. But yeah, I know Mason really wants to work on his invention. Cody is really excited to work on his invention. So, we're trying to even come up with ways where everyone will be able to see exactly where that money goes, and we can help families too. I know somebody was homeless because of their children who is in our community, and it was kind of a sad story. She got back on her feet and everything is going okay, but her children were not behaving the best sometimes and they had to leave. So yeah,
if anybody needs help in Austin, Texas, we have lots of land and a way to help. Just keep that in mind.
Ooh, I'm going to be in Austin the 6th and the 7th.
Please, let's meet and have coffee. Like, seriously.
Pat, are you
If
helping
you're free.
with the Ogden event? Are you helping with the Ogden event, Pat?
I'm not, but I'm able
Oh,
to, or I'm willing. Anybody that needs help, I will help organize. I don't think I could attend, but I will help
I'm in
organize however
Austin
I can.
too. We should all hang out.
Okay, that's why I was wondering, how do we get local? Okay, so then let's figure out how to message because I really just want to connect with like-minded people and I don't know, like connect and do better.
That sounds great.
But I'll message you off app
Okay.
or try.
October
Yeah.
7th. Let's try for that. I have to be at the airport by 2, but I have all of the 7th open. And then I think I'm done recording. I have recording until about 6 o'clock on the 6th. So anytime after 6 p.m. on the 6th until 2 p.m. on the 7th.
Okay, I'm making a mental note, and and maybe same thing if Jan would like to join us as well.
Please do. Please do.
Oh my God, that would be so cool.
Yeah, yeah. Awesome. And then Natalia, are you and I good for tomorrow morning? I'm going to see you tomorrow morning. Awesome. I'm just going to rest tonight just because it's been a lot and I got to go get something to eat too. And then, yes. And then I will see who am I seeing? Carmen, I'm seeing her, the 26th. So
Or the 27th. You just
or the
let me know.
27th. We're moving it to the 27th so that we can get more. Yeah. Or the 26th, whichever one works for you.
Both is fine.
Works for me. All right. Okay, guys, we're coming together, and then I'll see you guys the week after, Tara and Scott. So we really are a nice community coming together. And anyone, if you ever want to reach out to anybody else, reach out because we love getting together and we love you all. That being said, I'm going to end the call and wish you all a wonderful evening. And I will talk to you later. Oh, also, I did want to drop, it is in the Let's Be Telepathy, and it is on my personal page and Beta Austin's page. We do have a webinar that's going to be amazing. It's a 7-hour webinar coming up January 31st. We're going to Brandon is going to be one of our hosts there. He's going to be channeling water, talking about everything that he knows about water. We're going to have a few other people. Elsa's going to be there. Daniel's going to be there. Pam Gregory, Trevor Grassi, Robert Grant, Fiona Gardner. Go ahead and look. It's going to be an amazing team. I know we have other people there too. A lot of it's going to be a slideshow. Some of it's going to be open questions where you can just ask people at the end. It's $100 per person. The day after, you will receive a recording. It's yours from then on to look at whenever so that you can have those class lessons. And yeah, so we got the webinar on January 31st. And then we have the in-person class with some of those PSI people on the 19th through the 25th in Utah. And all of that will be posted on Let's Be Telepathy. Okay. That's the announcements for today. Bye. Love you all. See you.
Rest well. Enjoy your food.
I will.
Thank you.
A great
Thank
salad is
you.
what I'm looking forward to. Bye.